So Kyrie has continued to struggle from the field when his team needs him most, as we've been discussing all morning.
Yes.
But apparently that is not going to stop him from seeking his shot in Game 5.
Who cares? Who cares? I'm a basketball player. Prepare the right way. The expectations on me are going to be sky high. And I try to utilize their aggression against them and still put my teammates in great positions while still being aggressive. I'm trying to do it all. So, for me, the 22 shots, I should have shot 30. It really not great of a shooters.
I don't disagree with that. I just think the whole thing doesn't quite work. But I've never... Tatum played well last night, but stunk the first 3 games. Gordon Hayward last night doesn't give me anything. I just don't think it works. My eyes tell me, maybe it's a matchup thing with Milwaukee. My eyes tell me this group of dudes doesn't work.
I don't necessarily think it's a matchup thing with Milwaukee. I think I agree with you. I think there's too much of the same thing, and there's too many guys that need the ball in their hands in order to get into a rhythm. There's a complete lack of roles, which is what Kyrie was talking about during the season.
Yeah.
That, he's trying to explain to the younger core group of guys, like it's not everyone's turn. You
Right.
have to share. That's what I learned from LeBron. And he's right. In order for you to win a championship, everyone has to not only know their role, but fully embrace their role.
Yeah,
know that no matter what, even though this may not be what will elevate me in the long term, this is what we need to do to win. And there's a lot of guys on this team who haven't gotten their contracts yet.
Yeah.
So you're balancing between I want to win and I also need to
Get mine.
perform so I can get my money. So this is the problem with having this many young guys on a team together.
And also, Milwaukee's really big, and so you don't get cheap crap inside on them. Like, if you miss your shot, Milwaukee generally, you don't get a second look. Man, I'm telling you, Milwaukee defensively, there's no freebies. There's no freebies on Milwaukee. So when Kyrie struggles, okay, that's your shot. That's your shot. A fall away 27-footer. Milwaukee is good around the glass.
A lot of this is going to fall on Kyrie because this is what Kyrie asked for. He wanted his own team and wanted to be the guy. But there's enough blame to go around there with Brad Stevens, too. Like, you have a top talent in Kyrie Irving. You have Gordon Hayward. You have Jason Tatum. You have a great young core who was great last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward there. So you have to find a way to make this all work. It's not all just on Kyrie.
It is interesting, though. If you really believe inside the organization that Milwaukee, this point forward, is who you have to get through. Because you're sitting there, if you're Boston this morning, Joy, and you think Kawhi's going to leave.
Right.
And we feel good. We think Philadelphia is kind of dysfunctional. If you're Boston this morning, you're probably thinking, for the next 5 years, we've got to get through Milwaukee.
For now, what if KD and Kyrie end up in New York?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If Kyrie leaves, that makes me believe they go and get Anthony Davis. Because that's the neutralizer.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I think Boston this morning is thinking to themselves, they've tended to been a long play team. If you're Boston and you're getting dominated by Milwaukee, Philly doesn't dominate you, Boston doesn't dominate you, or Toronto, I think it makes me think this morning, okay, Kyrie's out of here. We got to go get Anthony Davis to neutralize Giannis because we're not getting anything down low on this team.
You still have to find a way to make that talent all work together, though.
Yep.
So that's, you need a star, but you still have to work with them. So sticking with struggling stars, Steph Curry and the Warriors squandered another opportunity. Steal a game in H-Town. They came up short with their late game comeback, allowing the Rockets to even the series at 2 apiece. And Steph had this to say after when he was asked about his recent struggles.
Last 48 hours has been pretty funny, and hearing all the noise and chatter about how I've been playing this series, and I take it all in stride and understand what I'm capable of, and doing it within the context of of how we play as a team, and I know I can play even better.
That's the good thing about being a champ. They've been
here before.
A lot of they've had 30 big games in the last 3 years.
They don't seem worried at all. Just the tone from Draymond Green after the game, Steph Curry,
It's
even
very
Steve Kerr.
almost
It's
smirky.
Right. Like, we'll be okay.
It's kind of
we
smirky.
lost the game. And you know what, though? I don't necessarily have a problem with it because they have been here before. And they do know that if you start to give in to the doubt, what happens? And you can spiral. You just have to take it game by game. We knew this was going to be a long series.
Let us overreact.
Right. We overreact game to game. Like, one team wins and now their season is over and it's a disaster. They can't ride that wave like that. They have to know this is a long series. Going into it, this is going to be a long series. So let's play our game and not let them throw us off. And they, to Houston's credit yesterday, and you were right, they're going to get the calls. I prefer when they call it this way, whether it's in Golden State or in Houston.
Yeah,
just
physical.
let them play.
Yeah, I'm a let them play person. I think playoffs, all sports,
Should be let them play.
let stars play.
And Houston has the ability to be physical with them.
Yeah.
So they should be concerned in that regard. But I don't think that this slump with Steph Curry, and it's really a slump by Steph Curry standards, will continue. Finally, John Morant is not shy when it comes to the confidence in his abilities. He's the consensus top 2 draft pick in the nation. He led the nation in assists with 10 per game.
Yeah.
He sat down with our own Chris Haynes and had this to say.
I'm a point guard.
You're a point guard, huh?
God.
What makes you a point guard, Joe?
The ability to not only make plays for me, but also my teammates. It's everything I bring to the table, honestly. Try to play all around game and do whatever I can to help my team win. I just start by studying my teammates. Just knowing what their strengths are, know where they like to score the ball from. I guess just knowing that, it gives you an edge because it makes the job easier.
Point guard.
He's pretty good talent. I mean, he's a pretty... That's what a can't-miss player looks like. He's a can't-miss player. I'm not saying he's going to be a superstar, but every draft, there's 1 or 2 you're like, yeah, that's going to work. And Andrew Wiggins, I thought, was one of those guys. He still averages 20. He's just not as good as I thought. But there's 2 guys in this draft, maybe 3.
I feel like with Zion and Ja, where they go and the development program at that organization will be crucial for both of their careers. I think in general, we look at guys coming into the draft as it's just a plug-and-play situation. It's just LeBron. And even LeBron, like, you have to develop your game.
Yeah.
You shouldn't look at a prospect coming into the draft. And it's the same with the NFL. Like, this is what they're going to be.
They're not finished.
They're kids.
They
They
need
have
polish.
a lot more to put into their game. Not to mention a way longer season. They don't have their man bodies yet. There's so much more that they can bring to the NBA over time.
They're 19.
Right. And despite his numbers, as I said, he led the nation in assists at 10 per game.
Yeah, and that's,
he was
by the
8th
way,
in the nation in scoring.
Yeah, that's 10 per game with guys who aren't NBA players.
Right.
So that means he's passing the ball and they're not finishing. That tells me he's a 12 assist guy in the NBA.
He obviously has huge potential, and he's exciting to watch. So, and that's also going to be a great shirt.
Yeah.
Point guard.
I like that. Enjoy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd
Some
Line
NFL
News.
stuff. Greg Jennings is going to join us live next. Some NFL stuff to talk about, including the Cleveland Browns making another promise. My head hurts. Back in a second, The Herd.